from the beautiful Treasure Coast of Florida. You're watching Ham Radio Concepts.
All right, so this is part 2 of the ID51A. So I'm going to touch a little bit on D-star here and give you a demonstration. D-star, the digital Icom protocol, gives you the option of working digitally through gateways connected through the internet or reflectors, as well as locally just through a regular repeater. Using GPS built in, so that you can see where you are as opposed to where your call or the person you're talking to is. I'm going to get into a little conversation here with a D-star node that's probably about 15 or 20 miles away, and I have the external antenna hooked up because it's too far from inside in the rubber duck. So let me give a call out here. And KJ4YZI, good evening, gentlemen. So we'll see what's going on with them.
No gentleman here, Eric.
Now you see the W2JKD, that's Jim, with the message 5100 coming across. So it'll show you Jim, Vero Beach, gives you a little...
Sounds like all are present and accounted for.
Gives you a little idea of who you're talking to and where they're at. Guys, I'm making a video here, and I'm sure you don't mind being on. This is KJ4YZI. Just demonstrating a D-star on camera for my YouTube channel, and I know I sound pretty good, so I'm not going to ask you for a radio report, but tell me one thing you like about D-star compared to analog. Go ahead, Jim.
Thanks, Eric. I'm on the Icom 5100, and some of the features that are unusual to the machine are the built-in GPS that's in the control head. And as I listen to you, I can tell the direction that you are away from me, and also the total number of miles that you are from me. Also, I think the fact that it has a built-in little mini SD card gives you the chance to record a lot of data, and also audio recordings of the person on the other end of the rig. So those are a couple of the things that I like about the Icom D-star.
You know, I touched on the GPS thing here a minute ago, but I'll have to demonstrate the audio recording, the QSO recording, and I guess there's also a feature for the voice transmit for, I'm not sure if you'd call it contesting, but you know, it repeatedly transmit your message. You know, hey, this is Eric, KJ4YZI. At intervals from what you record on the SD card. So, Craig, are you still in there? K4CPJ from KJ4YZI. Not sure where Craig went. Now, you'll notice the one thing about D-star compared to Fusion, if you watch my Fusion videos I'm coming out with, I reviewed the FT1D, and the D-star only uses 6.25 kilohertz of bandwidth, so it does sound a little pinched compared to the Yaesu. Yaesu uses double that for voice, and the Yaesu definitely has a wider, more robust sound to it, not so robotic. Let me see here. I guess Craig's not making it in. Jim, do you have your GPS on your radio enabled?
I think so. Let me take a quick look. I just turned on the rig, Eric, so I'm not so sure that the GPS is locked up yet.
Alright, fine business. Let me show here. If you hit the quick button and we go to GPS position, I can see there's my, there he is. Okay, so my position, my latitude, longitude, and Jim receive here, W2JKD, would be 13.1 miles due south of me at an altitude of 92 feet. So he's up a little bit compared to me. I am only 67 feet. And he's stationary, so that's why he doesn't have a a vehicle speed, whereas mine as a handheld is telling me I'm moving 0.8 miles an hour, which I know I'm not, so it might be a little fluctuation in GPS there. I'm inside the house, so maybe that has something to do with it. Let me tell him his GPS is on. Yeah, Jim, your GPS is on. You were 13.1 miles due south of me. Go ahead. I might have talked over Craig there a minute ago. Looks like someone, I think that might be Craig trying to get in. Craig is a little far away from the repeater at this time, so he's not having the best of luck getting in there. Craig, did you hear that? I said, do you have your GPS on? I got the reading from you. He might be checking on the radio. So, in addition to that, my next video will be the picture messaging. And like I said, with an Android tablet or smartphone and the optional cable into the data port here, you can send a picture. As I'm talking to Jim, you can send a picture through D-star and it would show up on his Android tablet. Now, one plus over the Fusion, which I'll compare all these features in one other video. But the good thing about the Icom is I can send that picture and talk right over it at the same time. It'll slow the picture down, but I'm not restricted to being only sending a picture. Now, from what I understand, the AC the other night, I tested it with the FT2DR and with the 1DR. And as you're sending a picture, you can't talk. Now, that may change in another firmware update. It might change. But at this time, the D-star is the only one I know of that you can, send a
K4CP jet.
There's Craig. Hey, Craig, I was wondering where you went. Might be a little noise on that repeater tonight.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with my radios. Something wrong with every one of them. I don't get it.
Craig, for video purposes, give me an idea of one thing that you like on the D-star. Not comparing it to the Fusion, but one cool thing you like about the D-star, in your opinion.
Well, Eric, W2JKD and I were utilizing his new repeater in town a couple weeks ago, and we decided that we wanted to utilize the Android app that comes with the 5100. It's available for free. We both loaded it on our Androids. I had it on my Android phone. Jim had it on his Android tablet, and we were actually transmitting high-resolution pictures between each other's tablets through the 5100 and, of course, through his local repeater, which we had just gotten on the air.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got to get that cable, or I got to borrow yours to test it out first to make sure it works on my tablet. I'm thinking my off-brand tablet's got an issue, and it may not like that software, or may not like the... I don't want to buy the cable before I realize my tablet's not going to use it because it's a generic tablet, but we'll find out. Is your GPS on your radio?
It should be. I am in the car outside of the garage, and yes, I see my GPS symbol transmitting.
Alright, I don't see his GPS yet, so... Okay, so his hasn't come in yet. But, alright, do you have the quick ability to go to your other repeater, the 725? Is that reachable for you so we can give an analog comparison?
Oh yeah, you bet.
Jim, are you still in range, or are you still here?
I sure am, Eric. Tell me the frequency and I'll QSY there.
444.725. Craig's machine. And we're going to switch to analog. I'm going to show you the difference.
No problem. I'll meet you there.
Alright. QSY. KJ4YZI. Now on this radio, you can't listen to a digital and a digital at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on this one. We're going to go to his repeater right there. Okay, now let me go down here and actually we're going to
Another tube up at Christian FM, Jim. These rebuilt iMacs just suck. I got about 4 months out of this last one.
now this is analog, full 25 kilohertz
I
wide,
have 4 tubes waiting to go back.
traditional
They were Econco /
analog
iMac
FM on
rebuilt,
UHF.
and none of them.
So this
were
would be
able to make
roughly
power.
3 times the
I
bandwidth
think
of digital.
they're really forcing operators to buy the new tubes, don't you? Well, you know, I'm afraid to have Paul buy a new one. They're $4,400 each for that tiny little tube for my transmitter. I make full power every time because that tube is good for 7,000 watts. I only need 4,700. But I'm thinking I got something wrong in the power supply. Maybe I've got a bad cap, producing ripple, tearing it up. But I don't have any equipment to test that high voltage stuff. And I really don't want to just start changing components to change components because you know how much that'll cost, $4,000 or $5,000.
So, of course, if you're a newcomer to ham radio, you've probably heard analog UHF before. You're probably familiar with it. So, the analog, I have to say, traditionally really sounds best of all if you're in a full scale, full signal from the repeater. In a fringe area, you'll get a lot of static. Now, that's what the digital is good for, is there's no static until the very end of the fringe area where you drop off. So if you can make it to the very end, then you start getting what they call R2D2 or digital pixelation, where it starts dropping packets. The D-star, what it does is it converts an analog to digital, and it's sent in packets, not audio like this would be. So it's actually a digital packet. As it sends, when you transmit, it sends your station ID and a header that tells it the packet size, the instructions on how to decode the packet. So the packet sends over, and then it decodes the packet. If there's any missing packets, there's supposed to be some sort of error correction. Now I haven't got the exact definition for D-star yet, but I know the Fusion has a very, very good packet correction capability. So it retransmits lost packets or recorrects it better than D-star does. But it's also a wider bandwidth too. So so you have pros and cons. But you know, for a
strange with the tube. I don't know.
for a demonstration, you know, D-star is definitely a cool mode. You don't get all the bells and whistles in analog. You don't get GPS. You don't get picture messaging. You don't get call sign routing. D-star. Let me show you something else here now. We will go back to. We'll go to digital mode here. Okay, just for an example. Now here's a Fort Pierce repeater that's close to where we were talking to. Now I can route right through here. Well, first I can go to a repeater list, and the repeater list you can pull up, which is not updated regularly by Icom. I suggest updating this manually as you can, because this list here from Icom is nowhere near updated. There's adding hundreds of D-star repeaters every year, and a lot of them aren't on here. But I can route right to Japan and go right to a Japan gateway that fast. I can call the Japan gateway, or I can go into Europe South. We can go into Europe Western. All right. So if you were, that would be, if you travel to those countries, you can talk into that. Now what we'll do is we'll go back here near repeater, digital by GPS, and it's going to search. It's going to put me back on the Fort Pierce or Melbourne. Go to Fort Pierce. Now if I wanted to use Fort Pierce to call through a gateway, I can go up here to this CQ here, and now I can go to a gateway CQ, a reflector. Okay, I could link to a reflector, have an echo test so I can see how I'm sounding into the system. I can call, we can go to gateway CQ. Now I can pull up a gateway here, USA Southeast, and I can go, like, say, Birmingham, Alabama. Now as I talk into the Fort Pierce Of course, there's commands for linking and unlinking and stuff, but basically you see the idea. I can route into a specific repeater. All that's not available with analog. That's strictly D-star. So for this demonstration, I hope that this made sense to you. We're going to get back here to, let's see, mode. There we go.
Those were Svetlana.
I hope this, let's try the
Tubes is what those were.
audio recording.
And yeah, we had good luck with them.
I'm not sure if I can do that in analog, but let's find out.
13, 14 years ago, and maybe in fact they did.
Push PTT to record. Okay, so that would be, this would be a local voice recorder as a memo. Okay. Now let's go back.
Audio tubes. The Russian tubes are the.
See if I can get a hold of them real quick and tell them to go back to digital.
The quality tubes. But I understood that the Russian ones were the ones that were most sought after now. So very few people are building tubes, as you know. And of course, there's no comparison between the audio tubes and the big high-powered ceramics. You think we ought to go back to the other machine and see if we can catch Eric over there? Because obviously he didn't make the transition here.
Yeah, I made it. You want to? I was just doing some video stuff. QSY back over to that D-star.
Yeah, I'll bounce over there. I still have it up on the other side of the radio. Stand by K4 CPJ.
All right, now let me get back over to here. We'll go back to right. Let's see, K4 DBB right there. Okay, back on digital here. KJ4YZI. I want to test this real quick before I end this video. I want to test the QSO record function.
I'm surprised he uses this analog machine all the time. Be right back.
Uh-oh.
Okay, buddy, I'll be here.
What did I do? Let's see, let's go back to KJ4YZI. See if you can make it into there. Where'd you go, Craig? Okay, well, there he is.
You went to the analog repeater like you said, and you're gone.
Evidently, I wasn't making it in because I was trying to talk to you guys, and it sounded like you were responding, but evidently I was just in between conversations.
So are you on your outside antenna for the UHS box or what?
Yeah, I'm on the vertical outside with the adapter. Let me get a 10-second transmission of the QSO record function. Give me about 10 seconds and give me a little 10-second snippet.
Alright, what do you want me to just do, a call sign and my handle, that kind of thing?
Let's see. Sure, whatever you want. Let's see, we've got to record. Okay. We're started. Okay.
This is K4 CPJ testing my ID 5100 by Icom. Eric is recording the conversation on his memory card. K4 CPJ.
Alright, and then we'll go ahead and stop that. And then we'll go to play it back. Voice memo, QSO recorder, play files. Right here, this would be right here.
This is K4 CPJ testing my ID 5100 by Icom. Eric is recording the conversation on his memory card. K4 CPJ.
So that would be cool for, you know, if you were making a long distance contact, you want to record someone in Germany that's someone you've, a friend of yours or a DX contact or whatever, you can record up to a couple hours. So you can record on here and take the SD card right out and put it in your computer. So a very cool function. I know it's a long video, but I hope you got an idea before you make the purchase and pull the trigger on D-star. I know for a while it kind of made me weary, but hopefully at least you got to play around with me with this radio, and we'll make another one here with the Yaesu Fusion, and then we'll make one side-by-side comparison and check it out. So 7-3, thanks for watching from KJ4YZI.